It's like, I don't know what I am.
She's treated you like dirt from the very beginning. That's the relationship you have with her. And that's the reason I'm angry. That's the reason I'm pissed off, is because you never tried to have a really good relationship with these other people. And that's the reason I'm pissed off.
That's not true.
And it's just
I did.
vomiting out of me.
I want to read you guys something. Do you often engage in conversations with your narcissist that leave you feeling like you were talking to a brick wall? Or worse, maybe leave you feeling like banging your head against a brick wall? Perhaps it has even crossed your mind you would have been better off conversing with a brick wall because the wall would have had more capacity of providing understanding, validation, and empathy than the narcissist in your life. Real life conversations with a narcissist are exhausting, dizzying, nerve-wracking, and make you feel like you're going crazy, or at least drive a compassionate person to question their own reality and even their sanity at times. The circular conversations leave you feeling worse off than if you had never even had them in the first place. You begin to blame yourself, doubt your instincts, and wonder what the heck is going on. I'm sure a lot of us are feeling that way as we're halfway through the knife in the kidney meltdown. That was an excerpt from an article that was posted on the website Thought Catalog. It's an article about narcissism, but let's just jump into today's video. Hey everybody, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. If you guys want to read further about conversation control tactics that narcissists use, I will link that article from Thought Catalog down in the description of this video. I've been saying for a couple weeks now that I pretty much brace myself every week for Robyn and Cody to get more outlandish, to just get worse and worse. However, while I do mentally prepare myself for the circular conversations and the mental gymnastics, I'm still continually left shocked and outraged, mostly on Christine's behalf. But then I realized that my shock and outrage is coming from a rational place where I feel like you just don't treat human beings like that. Kody and Robyn are not rational people, and trying to reason with either one of them is pointless. Christine has clearly learned this lesson because she is sitting there calmly. She is just letting them speak. She's taking it all in. She's not engaging. And honestly, she is a better person than I am. I just don't know if I would be able to no matter how much therapy I've had, I don't know if I would be able to sit there and let someone unleash on me the way Robyn and Cody are unleashing on Christine without getting down and slinging some mud as well. We have been waiting for this confrontation, this conversation, since it was teased in the trailer for season 17. This whole knife in the kidney meltdown. But wow, you guys, it's even worse than I thought. We are about halfway through the conversation at this point. Episode 9 ended with the first half of this conversation, and it's going to pick up in episode 10, which airs tomorrow. But like I said, it's even worse than I could have imagined. I really did not expect Robyn's brazen attacks on Christine like we saw in episode 9, her calling Christine a liar to her face. And now we see Cody in all the teasers that we've seen put out for tomorrow's episode. We just see Cody throw every kind of accusation imaginable at Christine. As I've been watching these teasers that have been put out by various news outlets in anticipation for tomorrow's episode, there's really no other way I can describe what I see other than an alarming escalation into delusion. So Cody blames Christine for his fractured relationship with his kids, specifically his older kids.
Seems like my relationship with all the kids, the adult kids, is really off too. Have you been talking to the adult kids about this?
No, we don't. We rarely. No one wants to talk about this. I think your relationship is off with your kids because of COVID, not because of me.
Bull, you're telling them. It's Christine telling them.
This is obvious deflection. All of the kids that have fractured relationships with Cody have had fractured relationships with Cody since before Christine announced that she was going to be leaving him, because the kids themselves experienced the obvious favoritism, the emotional and physical neglect, and the systematic dismantling of the family culture over many years that predated Christine being vocal about her unhappiness in her marriage. The other thing that I noticed in episode 9 with the start of the conversation and in the teasers that we saw and what I'm assuming we will continue to see in episode 10 is that Kody and Robyn speak in absolutes. Robyn makes claims that Christine is lying because Christine said that she and Cody have been struggling for years in their marriage, going back to when they lived in Las Vegas. And Robyn says, no, that cannot be true because you guys were happy sometimes. She seemingly forgets conversations that Cody has had just a couple weeks to a couple months prior where he acknowledges when all the adults are together that he and Christine have been struggling for a while. Robyn seems to forget that. She seems to forget that all of them have done extensive family therapy with Nancy, the therapist, and the anthropology students that moved in and noticed and brought up the obvious favoritism that Cody shows to her kids. And for Cody's part, we see in one of these teasers that Cody says that Christine has always treated Robyn horribly, as if Christine hadn't acknowledged for a long time her struggles with jealousy, which personally, I feel like she was being gaslit into feeling that way because, in my opinion, she was having very normal human emotions. Cody seems to forget that when Robyn announced she was pregnant with the Crown Prince Solomon, that Christine was one of the first, if not the first person to run over in glee and give her a hug. Cody also seems to forget how emotional and excited Christine was when the adoption was taking place. And if we're gonna talk about the adoption and wives who were maybe not so on board, it was Janelle who was less than enthused that Mary was legally divorcing Cody because she was rightfully skeptical that this might upset the status quo within the family. One of the most frustrating things to me is that Cody accuses Christine of delegitimizing polygamy.
11 years public trying to convince the world that we have something legitimate. We've worked so hard begging the public to accept our marriage, our family. And in a moment, she decides we're divorced. And it feels like it delegitimizes everything I've worked for.
This is just unbelievable. If anything, I think it's become clear, especially in probably the last 2 or 3 seasons, but the whole series overall, Cody is really the worst spokesperson for polygamy. Cody essentially advertises that you're stuck with the decisions that you make in your early 20s, no matter how toxic or miserable things become. Cody started off this series portraying himself as kind of this bumbling dork that, oh my gosh, what's a guy to do? I just keep falling in love. Over the last decade, we've seen him grow more and more emotionally abusive and manipulative. He uses affection, attention, and intimacy as bargaining chips and collateral to get what he wants out of his wives. He also requires loyalty and compliance from his children in order for them to get his attention and affection. Human beings have limits on what they can tolerate. Christine has reached her limit. Christine has not delegitimized polygamy. Actually, I think she serves as an inspiration for a lot of people who feel stuck in toxic relationships. Cody has no one to blame but himself for now looking like a pathetic excuse for a husband, father, and polygamist. So if anyone has besmirched the principal, it's the failed priest himself. Cody screaming about the fact that Christine has never tried to have a relationship with these women, somehow lumping all the wives in together when he is specifically talking about Robyn, is more a reflection on how poorly he has done as the leader of this family. Instead of incorporating Robyn into his existing family, he essentially abandoned his existing family to start a new life with Robyn. And Christine was 9 months pregnant at the time. If it's difficult for Cody or Robyn to understand how difficult the circumstances were for Christine emotionally at that time, then they just lack common sense, and reasoning with either one of them would be an exercise in futility. And then we have Mary being like the hype woman to Robyn and Cody, saying things like, oh yeah, I witnessed Christine's disdain for Robyn. Mary, please, girl, take several seats, as if you didn't treat Janelle so poorly over the years that she cannot even ride in the same car as you. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Specifically, I was just so outraged that Cody singles Christine out as specifically always having treated Robyn poorly. It just is so astonishing to me that he continues to get worse week after week. Robyn continues to get worse week after week. I really feel like they are spiraling. They are unraveling. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Reality Squad, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.